Hey, did you know that the Torture Pod has merch? Yeah. Over at redbubble.com/people/torturepod, we have a whole bunch of different items that you can wear, adorn on your phone or your computer or your car to show your love for torture. We have Brazen Bull t-shirts. You can have the torture logo on a mug. Guild Array on Hat Day on a hat, if that's what you choose. Welcome to Latumba shower curtains. I mean, literally, anything you want. iPhone cases with sort your fucking life out on them. I mean, how much better does it get? And remember, all Pride merch sold, profits go directly to the Trevor Project. So you're also helping people in the process of showing your love for the podcast. So go to redbubble.com/people/torturepod. And as all the kids these days say, get your fit on, bro. I don't know if that's what they say or not. I'm not cool. The subject of this series is the reason why you don't let the hungry for power mother tell her theater kid that he's a very special boy. Reigning from 53 AD to 68 AD, this notorious leader of Rome would buck norms, leaning more into performance and plays rather than actually governing. Spending his first 5 years under the tutelage of kind and mindful mentors, he would, after surrounding himself with all the wrong people, begin to murder and sex his way through the empire, taking who and what he wanted any way he could, including the wives of others and even at least one young boy. Then, after the great fire that would rip through the city, he would take the burnt-down remnants of entire districts for his own personal vanity project. And it all would have been fine if he hadn't have messed with people's money. The very first persecutor of the Christians and the very last of the great Caesars, today we give you, on our Season 4 premiere, Episode 1 of Nero. I'm Kevin Young.
I have a very strange, almost like rash type thing there that I can't quite explain. But somewhere below my neck.
Oh, okay.
You know,
it's everything from the neck down. And this is torture. You might need to get that looked at.
The itchiness is torture.
Yeah.
Nero is a very, very unattractive person.
He was an ugly motherfucker. But from what I read, he was seen, at least when he was younger, he was seen as attractive. You know, a young, handsome man. But I think handsome may have been a kind word to use. Because he was an ugly motherfucker. Fucking chin beard or neck beard and everything.
It's brought up, it was Nero from Devil May Cry. It's like, oh, no, wrong Nero.
No, not that one. Not that one. Ah, fuck. Well, Dan, what have you been up to?
Sweating my balls off.
Yeah. It's been hot lately. Have not been a fan. Not a fan.
Nah, it's too much for me.
Been getting a lot of the Halloween and Christmas TikToks and Instagrams showing up on my feed on social media, and it's got me pining for the days
of cold.
Yes, of coolness and falling leaves and fuck, I'll even take the snow. I do not like the summer. It is the worst.
It is much easier to warm yourself up when you're too cold than it is to do the opposite. So,
yeah, and summer has its place. I get it. Like I don't mind like a 2-week stretch of hot weather, so you can get your swimming in and your cookouts and all that shit, and then just right back into fall.
Yeah,
I cannot stand the hot weather. I fucking hate it. I've always been that way. I've never understood people that like summer. Even when I was a kid and I got summer off from school, I'd be like, I still fucking hated it. It's like, it's nice not having to go to school every day, but this weather, this is ridiculous. There's no need for it.
Yeah, I think we need to, do global cooling.
Global cooling.
Go towards another ice age, please. Thank you very much.
Can we just throw ice at the hurricanes? Yeah, let's try that.
That'd be great. Great idea.
Yeah. Well, not a whole lot of time for banter on this one. We got quite a bit of stuff to get to.
Well, before we start, how are you, Kevin?
I'm all right. Just another, just living the fucking dream, I guess, out here in the Midwest. No, it's fucking horrible over here right now. People getting thrown in concentration camps and.
What? This sounds like the 1940s.
Almost.
Austria,
hey, you know what?
Germany, France.
A lot of people on a certain side of the aisle have been talking about how they want to go back to the good old days. I think those are the days they were talking about when people were getting thrown in concentration camps back in the 40s. Some people it was good old days, not for everybody. Apparently, they were using cargo ships, military cargo ships, to fly out to the middle with the people they were deporting. To go out to the middle of the ocean because people were tracking their flight patterns. They'd go out to the middle of the ocean and turn around and come back. And then I guess a bunch of handcuffed people were found on the shores of Spain or some shit like that, washing up, dead.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Take that with a grain of salt. You can never know what you can believe, see on social media, but I wouldn't put it past anybody.
Gotta do some Googling. Oh, look at this. Great. Some stuff about some guy called Nero.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of this,
crazy.
A lot of the stuff we're going to talk about today is going to remind you of other people and the
orange people.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, something like that. Some of the...
It's like the world's worst fucking Teletubby. Yeah, pretty much. All right, Dad, let's take you back to December 15th, 37 AD, the coastal town of Antium, or Anzio, that is known now, just south of Rome, to the birth of Lucius Domitius Anabarbarus, to his father Gnaeus Domitius Anabarbarus, council of the court, emperor's court, and mother Agrippina the Younger. Expecting just a single tiny name there after all the...
Yeah. There's one thing you are not going to hear in this entire series is tiny fucking names.
Well, this guy, Jerry, and his best friend, Tom.
There's one person who goes by a short name, which is great, but he has a longer name. They just take his middle name and use it, which I can't remember. I can't count how many times I turned to my wife during reading about this and writing about this, turning to her and going, why couldn't they just have normal fucking names? Why does everybody have to have the same name? There's like 9 Luciuses, and it's there's
it's a
so
popular
many
name. That's it.
It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's like watching something like what you call it, like Squid Games.
and you don't know Asian names too well.
Yeah.
So you just under so long, that's just kind of like, hey, who's that guy? Remember that guy? Was it the hair?
Yeah. Well, and just going through the lineage of the Caesars, it's like there's like 4 different Neros, but it depends on where the Nero is actually put in their name, if they go by it or not.
Oh.
It's like, what the it's confusing. But, I mean, that's what you get with inbred families, I guess. You can go down to Arkansas or Alabama, and you got 5, Jim Bobs. It's like, I know, I'm Jim Bob III. That's my son, Jim Bob IV. I had him with my sister. Which
and his brother / half-brother / second cousin is Jim Bob.
Which is also something that is going to be covered in this series. Because Roman aristocrats, they like to stay inside the gene.
Can't keep it in the toga, keep it in the family.
I should state before we get going that the main reference for this series is Nero, the end of a dynasty, from Roman Imperial Biographies by Miriam T. Griffin. She has quite a few opinions on Nero. Many of them I agree with, but I don't really get into her personal opinions on here. But yeah, pretty much if it was something horrible that Nero did that some people are like, well, he may not have done that. Pretty much the opinion that, yeah, he probably did.
Huh.
Nero's not a good guy. He's not.
I don't think we would be talking about him if he was. It's not the super fun, happy time podcast.
Oh, it'd be real weird to get through this whole series and him not do anything bad and then be like, what the fuck?
Like, and then he gave all his money to the orphans and everyone lived happily ever after.
I just wanted a happy story to tell you. Anyway, back to it. Agrippina the Younger, his mother, the great-granddaughter of Augustus. Yes, the Augustus. Now, right off the bat, the child who would be Nero was difficult. He was a breech birth, so it was long and painful for Agrippina, and the Romans saw it as a bad omen. Now, how his parents would handle it, give a glimpse at how a good portion of his life would be. His father, a ruthless and arrogant man, said, quote, "Nothing born of me and Agrippina can be anything but detestable and a public danger." Which is what I should have said about all the kids when they were born. I mean, see that thing? Nothing born of me and that wench is anything but detestable and a public danger.
It's a lovely way to talk about your kids.
Yeah. Agrippina, the constant propagandist and ancient Roman pageant mom, told everyone that the sun's rays had touched Lucius at birth, which was a sign of divine favor, and she even kept the skin of a snake she claimed had guarded him as a baby and had made it into a bracelet for him to wear for protection. Be like, oh, he was a breech birth. That's a bad omen. Fuck you! The sun shined on his head and snakes guarded him at his crib! He would be your next emperor.
A god reborn.
Yeah, I mean,
snakes.
It's gonna come to where we start talking about how he might be a god reborn.
Nice.
He will feel.
I believe
about himself.
I believe.
Oh, yeah. Well, and when we get there, you'll see that you have to believe, otherwise you won't live long enough to not believe.
It's like that, eh?
Uh-huh, yeah, it will be. Now, the same year that Lucius was born, his uncle Caligula, Agrippina's brother, became emperor of Rome. There's a lot of, like, big names being thrown around. It's like, man, I didn't realize his family was so connected. With all his lunacies and paranoia, by 39 AD, Agrippina was exiled for plotting against him, and Lucius was left in the care of his father, who died shortly after of edema, leaving him then in the care of his aunt, Dominita Lepida. Now, she would put him under the supervision of a barber and a dancer, where he would live in, quote, reduced circumstances. So pretty much the dad dies, and they go back and forth the time. The timelines are real kind of muddy. If I give you a year and a month, then unless I give you an exact day, it's kind of like, well, it happened around there. Because, this was 2,000 fucking years ago.
That's true.
So,
I'm assuming the adoptive parents were onomatopoeia and possibilities.
Something like so. No, he's probably another Lucius. Something like that. But yeah, pretty much the Agrippina's exiled. The dad dies, so the aunt gets him, and she's like, "Huh, do not want this child," and then just gave it to a random barber and
here you
wife.
Have this baby.
Yeah, just walking down the street. Like our last, the scavenger's daughter, where they're just picking people out of the crowd to take people to prison. You, come here. Take this.
Congratulations, you have won this child.
And when they say reduced circumstances, they mean that he pretty much he's not an aristocrat anymore. He's just
a dude,
a regular Joe Blow. I mean, a regular Joe Blow is in 4 years old, but still a regular Joe Blow. Not, which honestly would have been better for everybody if it would have just stayed that way. But, history is weird. Now, Gnaeus left Lucius a third of his estate, but Caligula almost immediately seized it. However, just a couple years later, Caligula would be assassinated and replaced with Agrippina's uncle, Claudius. Claudius returned the estate to Lucius and allowed Agrippina to end her exile, her property and nobility restored. Now, there isn't a lot known about Lucius's life for the next few years, but in 48 AD, a political purge left Messalina, Claudius's third wife and mother to his son Britannicus and daughter Octavia, exiled to Panetteria, then assassinated. So Agrippina, with an eye on power herself, moved in quickly and married her uncle. Blood uncle. Yeah. You want to say this is kind of outside the norm, but pretty much look at any monarchy, any dynasty, and you see a lot of uncles marrying nieces and
keeping the blood
kids.
Pure.
Yeah, keeping the blood. That's why fucking King George was all what was it, 13th was the one that we were fighting in the Revolutionary War. He was all fucking crazy because his parents were related and shit. So,
my mother's my sister.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only thing that the aristocrats and the Southerners in the United States have in common. I'm sorry, all Southerners down there. I know it's a stereotype that you guys are fighting hard to tamp down, but that's what we're going with.
The voting numbers don't lie.
That's true. That's true. When you vote for a guy who said publicly he wouldn't mind fucking his own daughter, you kind of do yourself in. Now, she convinced Claudius to officially adopt Lucius as his son in 50 AD, renaming him Nero Claudius Caesar Drusus Germanicus, placing him in front of Britannicus for the throne. Nero was then, at age 13, granted the toga virilis, the Roman symbol of manhood, which was usually only given out between the ages of 14 and 17. Yeah, 13 years old, he has his fucking name changed. It's like, I've been going by Lucius my whole life. All of a sudden you would call me Nero. It's fucking stupid. He was also designated for the consulship, the highest elected political office held by two individuals annually who served as chief magistrates, leading armies, presiding over the Senate and popular assemblies, and representing the state in foreign affairs. Again, at age 13.
Nice.
Even for Roman standards, that's a little ridiculous.
He's sitting there crying because his mother didn't cut the crusts off his sandwich, and he's sending people off to war at the same time.
Exactly. I'm going to send you to Greece, and we're going to send you to Syria. Did anybody see the new hair I have down there?
Just one, but it's really long.
Just one. It's long and super curly and as red as fire. And he was enrolled into elite priesthoods. All this was telling Rome
They're a
that
gang,
Nero
obviously. Priesthoods.
priesthoods. Just walking around.
Watch out for the priesthoods.
Yeah, Pope robes and have weird tattoos. I don't know what a priesthood tattoo would be like. Little boy on his knees, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, all this was telling Rome that Nero was to be the next emperor, not Britannicus. Britannicus' likeness was removed from imperial coinage and replaced with Nero's. That's got to be just a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Like this new kid comes along, just adopts him. You're like, hey, you got a brother. Awesome, a brother. And then you get like the newly minted coins for that month, and all of a sudden your face isn't on them anymore.
And while they're introducing you to him, they're slowly but surely closing the door in your face while you're and then you realise I'm standing under the stairs.
It's like the
closet.
fucking Godfather, where he just closes the door in her face. It's like, you don't need to know about what's going on in here. This has nothing to do with you. This is emperor shit. Yeah. Couldn't have felt good. Yeah. Now, then it was arranged that Nero would marry Claudius's daughter, his own stepsister, Octavia. All this being carefully engineered by his mother, Agrippina the Younger. And he would receive education from Seneca, a Stoic philosopher that had been recently recalled from exile, his instruction emphasizing moderation, civil virtue, and clemency, qualities Nero would hold on to briefly once becoming emperor. And there was Sextus Afinius Burrus, commander of the Praetorian Guard, an elite unit of the Roman army that served as the personal bodyguard to Roman emperors, and a police force in Rome. They had great sway over what the emperor would do and even who the emperor would be. If you didn't have, it wasn't like the Secret Service where no matter what, they had to be on board. They didn't care who the president was, the leader was. They had a job doing that's what they're going to do. Now, the Praetorian Guard pretty much had to be convinced of who the emperor was. He had to have their loyalty. It was very political, but that was their job. If they didn't want you there, and I don't get into the end of the whole series. We don't really get into the year of 4 emperors. We talk about it just for a second. But that's kind of what happens is that you have 1 year and all 4 different people are, come into the emperorship, and it's kind of like Praetorian Guard is deciding, well, we don't like this one. We don't like this one. I don't like this one. So, yeah, they have great sway over it.
That's like me getting a job as management in like Lidl or something like a supermarket, and then you go in, the security guard's like...
Yeah, security guard's like, I don't like this guy. I don't think he's going to fly.
No.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Now, all this was, again, set up carefully by his mother, Agrippina. And to really get a good idea where the arrogance, entitlement, and all-over cruelty will come from later on in Nero's reign, we really need to take a step back and look at the gene pool that he was bred from. It was a very small gene pool that many people in the same family shared. Now, his father, Gnaeus, and it's Gnaeus with a G. He's going to the
like
Starbucks.
Mark with a C. Kirk.
Can I get a name? Gnaeus with a G. Okay, what? Yeah, it starts with a G, but I'm guessing I believe the G is silent. So Gnaeus Domitius Anhobarbarus was said to be a cruel and arrogant, albeit sickly and mostly unimportant man. Gnaeus was the worst type of person, as he was born into a prestigious Roman family, the Domiti Anhobarbi, which gave him high social standing and an undeserved feeling of superiority. The jock douchebag in the red Camaro in every 80s high school movie. Comes from money, lets everyone know it. Real, do you know who my father is energy. Just the
God,
worst.
I hate those people.
The worst fucking people. Now, he served as consul during the reign of Tiberius, and even though this was a high-ranking position, he is not remembered for accomplishing anything. Which, I mean, he's most known for not being known, pretty much.
Sounds about right for that kind of person, though.
The best way to remember those types of people are
not
remembering, Now, by all accounts, he was morally corrupt, cruel, and selfish, according to prominent Roman historian Suetonius. Gnaeus once killed a freedman because, this is weird, the man had not drunk as much as instructed.
Nice.
Drink! Try it.
What's the guy's name? Suetonius. What the fuck?
Like,
he's like
trying all that. Yeah.
Sweaty Tony. Like, that's what they could have just gone with.
Sweaty Tonys.
Like, could have gone for Tony, could have gone for Steve. No. Sweaty Tonius.
Named Sweatonius. They call me Sweaty Tones. How you doing? I'm here. I'm going to write everything down that you do, because I'm a historian, and that's the only way we can do it nowadays.
So your man was basically like the original Roman version of peer pressure. Like, drink.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. He's not trying hard enough. Go ahead, kill him. Yeah, pretty much.
Dickhead.
Yeah. And in an act of displaying his pure disdain for the common person, he deliberately ran over a child with his chariot in the streets of Rome.
Nice. First documented drive-by. Or hit and run.
Well, you know, you've been driving down the road, you see somebody on a bike or somebody walking, you look over, you go, 50 points, but you don't actually do it. He took it literally.
I have those thoughts a fair amount.
He would cheat bankers, swindle prize money out of victorious charioteers, and in 28 AD, he married his first cousin, once removed, Agrippina the Younger, after her 13th birthday. He was somewhere between 30 and 45, which makes it more creepy. And he
creepier the closer you get to 45 as well. That's the
pretty much. Yeah. I'm right there. I'm coming up on it. He cheated on her constantly. Tiberius charged him with treason, adultery, and incest with his sister, Dominita Lepida. Yes, the same one who was supposed to be raising little Nero. The only thing saving him was the rise of Caligula. Now, it's not 100% clear if he actually had incest with his sister or not. But if he did, it most likely was not consensual.
It did happen.
It's a good chance that it happened.
Yeah.
And she probably didn't want it to happen, but it happened anyway, because he was just that kind of guy. Now, in January of 40 AD, approximately, he died in the Etruscan city of Pyrgi.
Oh, so sad.
Oh, yeah, everybody was upset about it.
Yeah.
Gnaeus' traits of excess and sporosity would greatly conflict with the personality of his cousin and wife, and the main force behind their son's reign. Julia Agrippina Minor, born November 6, 15 AD, in what is now Cologne, Germany, to Germanicus, a popular general and adopted son of Emperor Tiberius, and Agrippina the Elder, granddaughter of Augustus. Now, everything seemed good for the first 4 years or so of her life. Then, in the year 19, Germanicus died in Antioch, Syria, most likely through poisoning ordered by his father Tiberius. Poisoning is a big theme through this story, and with
the Romans loved it.
Oh, they did, and especially the Caesars, apparently. They were just head over heels for the poisoning.
Do you ever see those is it Total War games? The strategy games you get on the computer?
Yeah.
I had the Rome one. Like there's a Rome series for that now. It's really good. And it's funny as fuck because they can do all this political intrigue, espionage shit and all this sort of crap. And like you can basically marry off your cousin to your nephew and things. And you just like you can poison everybody basically.
Yeah.
That you want. It's
Oh,
really
yeah,
funny.
it's-
It's like, they're giving out, it's too cold where you've stationed me. Poison. Oh, I don't want to marry my
I mean,
cousin.
it's just-
Poison.
Yeah, it's just poison. It's just poison fucking everywhere. It was laying in the streets. He had to make sure cats didn't lick it up off the ground. It was fucking everywhere. Now, she watched her mother return with his ashes in a public, grief-stricken procession across Italy. Tiberius then saw Agrippina the Elder as a political danger. Germanicus was well liked, and the procession became a national spectacle of mourning. So, the emperor took to dismantling her entire family. First, he married her daughter, Agrippina the Younger, off to Gnaeus. Then he exiled her son, Nero Caesar. He died shortly after, and he imprisoned her other son, Drusus Caesar, and starved him to death. And then beat, starved, and exiled Agrippina the Elder, where she died in 33 A.D. Now, the only ones left alive were Agrippina herself, her sister Julia Livilia, Julia Drusilla, and her brother Caligula. And by 37 A.D., Tiberius only had two heirs, Caligula and his biological grandson Gemellus. Gemellus was a teenager, and Caligula... Jeff.
Jeff.
Caligula was well liked, so he became emperor, meaning that Agrippina and her sisters gained status. Their names were included in official prayers, coins were minted in their image, all that good stuff. She gave birth to the would-be Nero the next year, and the next year, Caligula began accusing her and her sister Livilia of conspiring against him in an alleged sexual political plot involving Livilia's lover and Drusilla's widower, Lepidus. Apparently, Drusilla died at some point, but it didn't give me any information as to when or where.
My
Now,
God.
the nature.
So many moving parts.
Oh, man. You
So-
have no idea.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You had the first guy. Fucks his cousin. Fucks his sister.
Yeah.
Fucks another cousin.
Yeah.
There's kids. Loads of people
Kids.
die. They're all called the same thing.
They're a Caesar or
Or
Nero
whatever.
or a
Yeah.
Lucius, yeah.
Who's the possibilities or whatever. And then they have sisters. And then they're like, your man's all like, no. Something sexual going on here. Get out of town. That's because they wouldn't have intercourse, family
Possibly.
fun with him.
That is Caligula we're talking about, who's known for debauchery and trying to fight the ocean. So, yeah.
How about you, see? I made a bleed.
Just standing on the beach, just hacking at the water. Eventually, we will cover Caligula, and that is an actual. People who don't know, that is an actual thing that happened. He took his military to the ocean because he wanted to fight the sea. Caligula had, I believe, he had a syphilitic brain, and I believe that it was eating away at his probably frontal cortex, and he didn't. Yeah, so he did a lot of weird shit.
He's like, fuck's sake. Can you imagine him lying there at night time, hearing the ocean waves lapping up somewhere, like, they're coming for me! Let's go!
He's probably laying there hearing the ocean hit the rocks or something. He's thinking, fucking laughing at me.
Yeah.
I'll cut you, bitch.
How dare you attack my sweet Italy?
Yeah.
Wait until there's no full moon, boys. It's weaker then.
It was a sexual political plot involving Livilia's lover and Drusilla's widower, Lepidus. Now, the nature of this conspiracy is murky, but ancient sources suggest it involved a plan to assassinate Caligula and replace him with Lepidus, possibly with Agrippina and Livilia serving as consorts or co-conspirators. Agrippina and Livilia offering themselves sexually to Lepidus as a part of the plot, giving him their girdles and hairpins as tokens, possibly to be used as proof of their support, or as magical talismans. You need to remember that the Romans believed in magic. They believed in multiple gods and all this stuff. So magic was looked down as
Here's my
evil
bra.
thing.
It's pretty magical. That's like
Give me that girdle. It's holding everything in. You do not want it. Watch magic. It all comes out of nowhere. Now, Lepidus was denounced as a traitor and executed, while Agrippina and Livilla were both exiled to remote islands to die, their property confiscated, and their honors erased, Agrippina being ripped away from her baby. Now, when Caligula was assassinated in 41 AD, Claudius recalled Agrippina back to Rome. Now, there's a chance Livilla died while in exile. I wasn't able to find any more real information about it. I'm sure you probably can, but she's not that big part of the story, so I didn't look too hard into it. Now, she began...
That's her lost to history forever now.
Yeah, pretty much. That's not on our podcast, then nobody cares.
Yeah.
Now, Agrippina began plotting on how to get her son on the throne, even going to an astrologer to ask of his future and being told that he would indeed become emperor, but that he would kill her. She said, quote, "Let him kill me as long as he rules."
There ain't no way in hell
Which
Game of Thrones wasn't inspired by this shit.
Yeah.
You know, like...
It's kind of be taken a couple different ways. Like, does he rule so he... Or man, he can kill me as long as he's rad.
Yeah.
As long as he rules, I'm good. It's a very 90s way to look at it. As long as he rules, man, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Now, she watched as the conspiracy to bring down Claudius's wife, Messalina, unfolded, and then after her assassination, jumped at the chance to make herself the new empress. She began eliminating rivals. She accused her former sister-in-law and Nero's former guardian, Domitia Lepida, of using magic and had her executed. He had her stepdaughter, her stepdaughter Octavia's fiancé, Lucius Salinus, disgraced. She began spreading false rumors. Yeah, I know.
Lucius Salinus.
So many fucking S's. She began spreading false rumors that he had committed incest with his sister Junia, and even though there was absolutely no evidence, Junia's own husband supported the claim, probably by pressure from Agrippina. She's probably like, hey, you know, your wife is having sex with her brother. No, she's not. I said they were. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, Salinius
probably just wanted to surprise him. That's all it is. Look, everybody said that.
Maybe. Yeah. They're having sex with one another. Could be. Who knows? Yeah. In this day and age, in this economy. Now,
when in Rome.
When in Rome, we are in Rome.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about my cousin Rome. That's what I'm talking about.
Romeus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Romeus. Now, Salinius had to resign from his position, break his engagement to Octavia, and the same day Claudius and Agrippina married, he took his own life. That's another theme. So you got poison, you got weird names that are oddly common, and suicide or forced suicide.
Just like the Roman equivalent of Jeffrey Epstein, or
yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. Well, most of the people who commit suicide do it, but they do it with a gun to their head or a knife to their throat. It's like, here, you do it or I'll do it. There's more honor in you doing it than me doing it. I guess it was more an honorable thing to quote unquote open your veins, as they called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
So I wonder when the Epsteinius, Jeffrenius files will be released from this.
He's Jeff.
Oh, he's Jeff.
Jeff. Yeah, he's Jeff.
His name's Jeff.
Now, after her marriage to, again, her uncle by blood, she immediately began setting the stage for Lucius's rise, getting him formally adopted, and getting his name changed. Now that we've covered all of Agrippina the Younger and understand where she's coming from, back to the main focal point of this series. Nero and Octavia married in 53 AD. solidifying Nero's place as heir to the throne. Coincidentally, just a year later, Claudius suddenly dies after a meal. Supposed poison-laced mushrooms and a poison-laced feather to, quote, help his digestion was given to him by, guess who? His wife, Agrippina. I really want my son to be emperor. Someday I will die, wife, and then he will be emperor. But that won't happen for many, many years. Ooh, look, mushrooms! Is that how I imagine that went down? Yeah, if somebody's in the way, this is a time of, this person's in my way. They won't be in my way very long.
You sure this episode isn't about the mother? The whole story. The mother just seems to be a fucking lunatic.
She could have probably had her own, but
like Mrs. Voorhees level.
Yeah. Well, see, when you talk about the monster, you can't not talk about you can't talk about the monster. And then, very good. You can't talk about the monster and then not go on to talk about the monster that takes out the monster, which we will get to in a little bit. So, with Claudius out of the way, Nero, at the ripe old age of 16, and with the Senate approval in 53 AD, became emperor of the Roman Empire. Barely old enough to drive a chariot. And he's the emperor of the Roman Empire. God. Seneca wrote him a rousing speech of
his balls haven't even dropped yet. He's like, I'm ruining this place.
I'll have you know I have 3 hairs down there now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
2 my chin. You see my mustache just coming in? Mustache.
Yeah. And I don't think he ever really truly hits puberty. Look at that stupid ass fucking beard he has and all his sculptures.
Look, I can't comment.
Your beard is fine. You hush. Now, Seneca wrote him a rousing speech of promising good governance and gratitude to the Senate. The public reaction was positive. He was young. I should have put a question mark after the word.
He was
handsome. No, handsome. He was young, handsome, and popular. The lower classes and provinces loved him. He would set off what historians call the quinquennium Neronsis, or Nero's 5 years, the first years of Nero's reign. Viewed as a golden age, although this wasn't aimed at Nero as much as it was the ones who were actually running the empire, namely Agrippina, Seneca, and Burrus. See, while Nero was still young, from 16 to 21 or so, he was more of a figurehead, holding the emperorship in a more of a ceremonial role. Seneca helped craft Nero's public image as a reasonable-minded leader, acting as a moral buffer between Nero and the temptations of absolute power, encouraging moderate policies. Burrus, the prefect of the Praetorian Guard, controlled the emperor's personal security, closely aligned himself with Seneca to form a stable governing partnership. He ensured loyalty from the army and the guard for the emperor and himself, making him all but impossible to be removed. As for his mother, well, Agrippina was by his side at public events, receiving foreign embassies, had her image minted on coins, almost like a co-emperor. See, there's a problem when you do this type of stuff for a kid, where you do everything for him and then make him think that he's the one doing the good job. When you're running the country well, but he's the one that's getting the praise for it, they get a big head and they think that they're the ones doing all the work, and the people who are actually doing the work are just there as an entourage or something. And that's kind of what's going on. Agrippina, Burrus, and Seneca are running the empire, keeping it on track, keeping everything going good, but Nero's getting all the praise. So he's, of
course, he is, because he's the hero.
Be doing a wonderful job. I'm doing so good.
Well, what did you do today, Nero? I just sat there, and things happened because of my existence.
It was just amazing. People came to me and they talked about the treaties that were signed and how the everybody's getting money, and I'm just like, Man, I'm great.
Cue up John C. Reilly playing him in a movie.
Yeah. With all this help, Nero began to grow more confident in his role, which would begin to lead to resentment towards his mother.
You just have an image of him in my head walking down some halls in Rome going, I am so great. I am so great. GRT. I am so great.
Well, she's like telling him, oh, son, the way we need to handle this. He's like, I can do it, mommy. Just, son, you sit in your room all day and play PlayStation. You don't know what you're doing, because that's how old PlayStation is. You don't know what you're doing.
Still playing Grand Theft Auto 5. That's what it is. That's how long it's been since Grand Theft Auto 5 was released, people.
Yeah, there you go. Playing since the last Tool album came out is what he was doing. Or no, I guess he's Italian. He's Rome, so he's Italian. So it'd be like, oh, I can do it all myself, mama.
Yeah.
I can do it all myself. You leave me alone.
I know what I'm doing.
It's me. It's me. Nero. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Shut up.
Hey, mama, you shut up your face. What are the 9 people I know who are named Claudius and Lucius? Now.
That is my sister. I'm horny.
Where is Octavia? I need to throw my cannoli down a hallway. You've all heard us talk at nauseum about how much we love thebeardstruggle.com and to use our coupon code TORTURE19.
From the oils and balms to the growth kits and shampoos, we love us some Beard Struggle. And saving money with our code TORTURE19.
Well, now the Beard Struggle has a private VIP membership, the Viking Elite Black Card. It's composed of a community of beardsmen with access to exclusive deals, priority shipping, pricing, and perks with their premier partners.
You'll get year-round access to all special reserve and black collection scents, and get to take part in the decision-making, casting your vote for the scents they revive and join exclusive beta product testing to shape their upcoming launches.
Stand apart with their exclusive Black Card apparel and merchandise, attend exclusive events and meetups around the globe.
Custom NFC functionality allows you to easily refer customers and earn commissions with a tap, and you could win monthly cash and product giveaways.
Extended money-back guarantee, free shipping insurance, and priority customer service with a dedicated line ensuring quicker response times and priority assistance.
Not to mention getting unmatched discounts on their partner brands.
Yeah, partners like Warg Fitness, Armorillo Coffee Beans,
Heathen Motors, Leviath Apparel,
Stone Cot Fine Writing Supplies, Alehorn, Motor City Axe,
Bearded Geek Crafts, Black Island Leather, and more.
Sign up for 1 month, 3 months, or a 1-year subscription. Cancel anytime.
But be quick, because only 1,000 worthy individuals will be able to get a card at a time.
Beardstruggle.com. Do what's right for your beard. Do what's right for your face.
Sort your fucking beard out. Today's episode is brought to you by podup.com.
Let's be honest, whether you want to admit it or not, you've probably thought at some point to start a podcast. Podcasts are fun. Podcasts are fun. You and I have a good time on here, Dan. Some of the
just get on, talk junk.
Yeah. I mean, it's some dark content. What we're talking about isn't necessarily fun, but we make it fun. We have a good time, and we would never even met each other if it wasn't for podcasts. So
that's true. Podcasts and Canadians.
You can podcasts and Canadians, little D&D thrown in there. I mean, change your life.
Well, there are about 5 million podcasts out there, and around 90% of those stop after just 3 episodes. That's including about 1.8 million that stop before they even start, which we know a thing or two about that, now, to be fair.
Yeah, we do, unfortunately.
Yeah. Quite a few still on the drawing room floor. So.
Yeah. And of those that do get started and pass that 3 episode mark, about 90% of those don't get past 20 episodes. And there's a reason. podcasting is hard. Well, successful podcasting is hard.
Yeah, it's not just sitting in front of a microphone and talking for an hour, even though sometimes that's what it is for me. It's recording, audio editing, video editing, social media, promotion, blah, 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 all the stuff that Kevin does.
And I do. And finding and paying for all that software to use can be just as big of a headache, not to mention expensive.
Well, with PodUp, you can have a one-stop shop for everything you need to take your podcast to the next level.
With 35 powerful modules with AI integration and one software, you can create, publish, grow, monetize, and manage your podcast with a simple, easy-to-use interface.
Everything from a site builder and recorder to editing for video and audio, live streams, blogs, and transcriptions.
Legal, newsletters, SEO,
setting up shops, getting ads and sponsorships,
managing your workflow, files, and even backing up your content.
Set up an account today and get 14 days free. And even schedule a demo with one of PodUp's podcasting experts to see how to start producing and monetizing your very own podcast.
And when you're ready, use our exclusive coupon code TORTURE15 for 15% off whichever package you decide to go with.
And if you're a professional that's even too busy for that, go to podallies.com.
Yeah, their done-for-you podcast production and marketing service will take care of the dirty work for you.
Dirty. We're talking websites, social media, editing work, SEO, all done for you. So you can just focus on being the star of the show, like me, and getting on with your day, unlike Kevin, who has to do all the work.
That's why everybody comes is for Dan. And this team of experts will use PodUp software to put your podcast on the map where it belongs. See, they're using PodUp software. It's all one big circle. It's always coming back around.
Like opposite of a square.
That's right.
There you go. So, go to podup.com and podallies.com and use our coupon TORTURE15 for 15% off. That's TORTURE15 for 15% off.
Podup.com, the ultimate podcasting platform. Now, this would cause him to distance himself from her influence, which in turn led to tension between mother and son. Nero ended up pushing her out of key political moments.
I thought you were going to say window. That would be funny. Nero ended up pushing her out of a window.
Nero ended up pushing her out of a window. We've covered those types of things before. No, he ended up pushing her out of key political moments, removing her guards, and denying her public appearances. Kind of like what happened to, what's-his-face's wife from Scientology. The leader's wife. I can't remember his name from the top of my head, but there was a chance she was going to come out and say shit about Scientology. The next thing you know, you never see her again. Anyway, that's a story for a different, very long series. Agrippina, not wanting to lose the power she had acquired, threatened to support Britannicus in place of her own son. So are you going to take me off coins? You're not going to let me go to the ball? Well, I'm going to say that this guy's emperor then, you little fucking shit. Her own son. I don't care if you're my son. You're a fucking shit.
You're damn straight.
Yeah.
It's your own fault.
So yeah. I mean, she should have just accepted being just another person and not try to get her son into politics, but I mean, we could say that about a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So what's an emperor to do? Well, it just so happens that at a banquet in early 55 AD, Britannicus would drink from a cup and die right after. The official explanation was an epileptic seizure, but most see it fairly obviously as poisoning. And most likely,
this would be the easiest game of Cluedo ever. It was the Roman Emperor in whatever room with the poison.
It was the Caesars in the palace anywhere with the poison. Unless they killed themselves and it was a knife.
Hey, look, it ain't broke. If it ain't broke.
I guess. Most likely Nero's very first political murder, and the death deepened the rift between Nero and his mother. Did you hear Britannicus died, Agrippina? God damn it. Fucking Nero.
Was it the poison?
That son of mine. Now, Nero had, since he was young, an affinity for song and poetry. So it was during this time, 56 to 50 AD or so,
set up the first Ozfest.
And Ozzy had already put out 5 albums by this point.
Keith Richards was already sitting around about fucking 200 years at that stage.
Yeah, he was already had jokes about being older than God by the time Nero came around. Yeah. Nero began performing privately for small groups of friends and court insiders, singing, lyre playing, and reciting poetry. Now, is it lyre or lyre? Lyre.
I've heard it pronounced both ways. That's the thing. I always assume it's lyre, but then I've heard it pronounced
every time
lyre.
I see it, it automatically pops in my head as lyre, so I'm going to continue to call it lyre.
Google.
Yeah, you Google it while I sally for it.
Liar.
Now, he can... Liar?
Liar.
All right, liar. All right. Now, he considered himself an artist and looked for approval and appreciation for his talent. I know people who are listening can't see the air quotes, but they're put in there very fucking hard when I say talent.
Rumor has it he wrote that 2000s hit pop song, Friday. Remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. Now, the problem with this was that in Roman aristocratic society, public performance was considered deeply shameful for anyone of noble rank, especially the emperor. It's not like today, where artists are basically worshipped and have money thrown at them. These types of displays were usually associated with slaves, foreigners, or professionals that were socially low on the totem pole.
So the Kings of Leon couldn't get a gig at all. So you got to change your name, boys. No. Not hope.
And Nero's like, the Kings? Where is this Leon? Bring me their emperors.
And their cousins.
You know, it was
here
in St. Louis where they were getting shit on by pigeons, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
They were performing at the Hollywood Amphitheater, Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, and I don't know if it still is. I think they may have put netting up, but the rafters above the little stage that they play at, it's all outside. It's an outside amphitheater. So the little rafters that are above them, they're playing, and all of a sudden there's recording you can watch. All of a sudden they're all like looking up, like what?
Nice,
and they're all getting shit on by pigeons.
Nice.
I guess the pigeons have. I guess they have good musical taste because they're like, nope, don't like this at all.
That's hilarious.
Anyway, for the Roman statesmen to display emotion or compete for applause was seen as beneath their dignity. So when Nero began performing, it made Agrippina, Seneca, and Burrus very uneasy. Now, they couldn't outright ban him from doing it, but they begged him to keep it as private as possible. This would cause an even bigger rift between him and his mother, Nero's personal desires against Agrippina's expectations for her ruler's son. Son, I know you like to do it, but can you tamp it down just a little bit? Just do it for us.
I'm recording my second album, Mom.
No, don't do that. No. Just maybe we'll set up like chairs, and the three of us could sit down, and we'll clap while you sing your little songs and do your little poetry, and that'll be fine. It'll just be for us.
That'd be a fucking nightmare.
I'm a star, mommy. I'm a star, mama. You have to let me shine.
Oh, actually, I think you have it right doing like a British accent, because they always do British accents on them whenever they're in TV shows. Romans are always
even when it's set in Rome, they still have a British fucking accent.
Viticus Nicitius Begitius, how are you? shit like that.
Well, and it's because whenever anybody thinks of evil, they immediately think
That's true.
British. That's true.
That is very true. It's like in Rome, the TV show. I'm pretty sure Cleopatra, they gave her like a fucking Spanish accent or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
everybody else English.
On Spartacus, they all had fucking
British
English accents. Yeah. So
I would love to see them all be having Welsh accents or something like that. You know, Nero, where are you going? Come back here, Nero.
You can't understand.
Stop touching your sister. What are you doing?
So he said, for once I would like to see a fantasy novel or a TV show set wherever it's set, but they all have like Southern Appalachian accents.
Right.
Yeah, like Northern Georgia.
That'd be really funny.
Now, Nero deciding to surround himself with others, like Claudia Act, a freed woman from Asia Minor, who, after he assumed full imperial power, would become his mistress. She adored and obeyed him without challenging his authority, giving him affection on his terms, the exact opposite of what he got from his political and deeply unhappy marriage to Octavia. And best of all for Nero, his mother fiercely opposed the affair. All the more reason to do it. It's even said that Agrippina tried to seduce Nero to prevent him from becoming too intimate with Claudia. It's like, baby, I don't like this Claudia girl, and I'll tell you what, I will let you lick my tit if you don't hang out with her anymore.
You let me do that anyway, Mom.
You're embarrassing me.
That is just
it's
so
kind of
fucking
gross.
Disgusting.
It's
Like,
kind of fucking gross. She's just sitting there thinking, how can I keep him from having sex with this random girl?
Sex.
Myself. Dang it, I'll do it. I'll sleep with my son.
He's all like, been there once, Mom, not going back there again.
I said I only like you as a friend, Mom. Now, actually,
so
Burrus and Seneca liked Claudia, and they liked her for Nero because everybody kind of knew that that Nero and Octavia's marriage was completely political, that they had no feelings toward another. Pretty much, Octavia looked at him like gross, and he wasn't interested in her at all. But they figured that, well, maybe Claudia could give him this release, this kind of output of energy. And the fact that her and Agrippina didn't really get along didn't bother Burrus and Seneca that much because they kind of didn't like Agrippina either. She was
Who does?
She was the powerful uppity woman who was trying to fuck her own son to keep him from fucking somebody else. So, like, do not cheat on your wife with this woman. Cheat on your wife with me. No, Mom. Stop asking. You ruin Christmas every year.
God.
And there was the typical bad influence named Lucius Salvius Otho Titanus, a.k.a. Otho. Yeah, this is the only guy with the decent name, Otho. And all I could think of is Beetlejuice.
That's what I started thinking of immediately as soon as you said it, yeah.
Yeah. It's an ancient name. And it's the Beetlejuice was the first time I heard it, and this was literally the second.
Yeah.
and now, Otho was a young nobleman and close friend of Nero. He was handsome, witty, and fashionable, and he mirrored Nero's vanity and shared his interest in extravagance and spectacle. Otho would encourage Nero's worst impulses, feeding his ego, and began to pull him from the influence of Seneca and Burrus. You know how you do. You got your kid, think you're raising them right, and then they meet this one fucking douchebag at school, and all of a sudden now they want to call you bro all the time. And now I have a child-shaped... And now, after being called bro for the last time, I have a child-shaped hole in my wall.
Why, bro?
We've had to spend more times telling kids, I'm not your bro. Do not call me bro. Or bruh. It's not even bro. They don't even put the emphasis on the O. It's just bruh.
Is it somebody started doing purely because of online gaming, where it was never said, and then suddenly it's, what does bro think he's doing there, bro? Oh, bro, what's happening, bro? Bro? Yeah, bro. Yeah, and I was just bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, every second word, bro. It's like,
hey, it's Mr. Bro to you.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I fucking hate hearing it. It's so annoying.
It drives me fucking crazy. Bro.
What does bro think he's doing? Huh?
I'm not calling you bro. I'm saying bro. It's like, well, don't.
Yeah.
In my house ever again. Bruh. It's like, oh, God.
Bruh.
You're going to swallow all of your fucking teeth. One more time. I swear to God. Now, this relationship...
Use the Queen's English, goddammit!
We use Roman in this house.
Yeah.
It's Broicus.
Or it's Broicus, yeah.
Now, this relationship between Nero and Otho wouldn't last for long.
Bro.
Because Nero eventually became infatuated with Poppaea Sabina, who just happened to be Otho's wife.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. So to get what he wanted, Nero decided to force Otho to divorce her and then exiled him to Lusitania, or modern-day Portugal. And I went looking for how exactly did he get him to force him to divorce her, and what did he exile him for? And everything I got was, we don't know. He just kind of did it. It's like, hey, I like your wife. Divorce her and get the fuck out.
Yeah, imagine just sitting there playing their PlayStations, after smoking a few, mate. Bro, your wife's pretty hot, bro. It's like, yeah, bro. Well, bro, what do you think? Would you fuck off, bro? I can marry her. But you already got a wife, bro. Well, another one, bro. Cool.
You already got a wife, bro. She's a bitch.
Yeah.
And fuck her, man. That's my sister, dude.
Yeah.
That's about my sister.
Shake and bake, bro.
Now, this relationship would pretty much be the last straw between Nero and his mother. I'm talking about Nero and Poppaea. By 58 or 59 AD, Nero had become almost fully emotionally independent from Agrippina. He and Poppaea had become incredibly close. It's either Poppaea or Poppaea.
Poppaea.
Her and Agrippina hated each other. Agrippina stood against Nero divorcing Octavia so he could marry Poppaea, and this drove her to encourage Nero to take action against his mother. Now, Nero first considered, of course, poisoning a family, which was a family favorite method, but since it's what most likely took down his adopted father and his brother, he feared it would arouse suspicion. Like, well, we could poison her. It's been done to death.
Literally and figuratively.
Literally done to death. He considered staging a public stabbing, but risked the backlash.
Handing tickets out for that, giving one for his mother, front row seats. What's this
public
for?
Stabbing.
Public stabbing. It's like, who's performing? Praetorian.
It's going to be one of those great magician
guards.
Pulls you out of the crowd types of things.
Yeah.
Just go there and sit down and we'll see what happens.
First 3 rows, make sure you wear ponchos. Could get a bit wet up in here.
Ponchos, bring a trash bag, something, because when Gallagher hits them, it's going to go everywhere. So eventually, he settled on an elaborate scheme to have her die in a boating accident. Now, it went a little something like this. So, Agrippina was invited to a festival at Baiae. I never looked up how to pronounce that word. I just got too busy. But it's got 4 vowels all together.
Okay.
B-A-I-A-E. It's Baiae.
B what?
B-A-I-A-E.
Just like what you call your girlfriend. Bay.
What's that? Bay. It's almost
What
how I
the
pronounce Sam's last name. Bay. This was a resort a seaside resort south of Rome. Nero received her warmly to reassure her. He even kissed her eyes, according to reports, and greeted her with excessive affection. You got to think that it's like,
Bay.
I have to put on. Huh.
Apparently it's Bay.
Got it?
Sorry. Yeah, apparently
Bay.
Bay.
Where are we going? Bay.
Bay.
Are you
Sounds like
okay?
him.
Was that a seizure?
Bay.
Now, great. Now my kids are
Yeah.
coming
Bay.
Bay. But you gotta, he's greeting her with excessive affection, something he hasn't done for God knows how long.
Was like humping her leg like a dog. Yeah.
I have to put on the performance of a lifetime and show my mother that I love her. Well, she's all like, ooh, maybe now we'll get to have sex.
I've been waiting all of his life for this moment.
Yes.
When he was born, I looked into my newborn son's eyes and I just thought, I'm going to get the fucking...
One day. Oh boy, about 16, who am I kidding? About 13 years.
Yeah.
You're going to take a trip around the world. But you got to think, like, after God knows how long of him wanting nothing to do with her, all of a sudden now she shows up to this resort and he's all excited to see her.
Yeah.
Giving her all this fucking... You got to think that there's stuff going on in her head. Like, well, I guess today's the day I die. Nero's being so nice to me. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
She's supposed... Well, it sounded like she's a very smart person, you'd imagine.
Yeah. Very smart, very cunning, very political. I think she would. I think she knew what was going on. She didn't know exactly how it was going to happen. She was probably waiting to be poisoned. More than likely.
Yeah.
She was probably waiting.
Didn't eat a thing all day. Starved to death eventually due to fear of poisoning. Nero's like, yeah,
why won't you
got
eat?
him.
It's all poison. It's not. Now, after dinner, he provided her with a luxurious boat to take her back to her villa on the other side of the bay. Now, the ship was rigged with a collapsible roof or sabotaged keel, depending on the version of the story you read. Again, this happened 2,000 years ago. Things get mixed up. The idea was to enact a tragic accident at sea, drowning Agrippina and diverting suspicion. A decoy accomplice, one of Agrippina's handmaids, named Asaronia, was placed on board with her to complete the illusion. Asaronia.
Sounds like a disease. Just came back to the doctor. Got a bad case of Asaronia.
Gave me this salve and an antibiotic.
But
the execution of the plot was botched and disastrous. Go figure, Nero fucks something up.
just screaming out to the water, open the hatch! Open the hatch!
I just see him standing there. They're like 5 foot onto the river. And he's like, is she dead yet?
Yeah. It's like time I said, the loud part quiet, the quiet part loud.
With me. Is she dead yet? Kill her. So when the device malfunctioned or disintegrated too early, Agrippina was not killed. She either dropped into the water or swam free. It was supposed to happen out in the middle. So when everything broke apart, she just
out
sinks
there
to the bottom. I
guess.
As
soon as they push the boat out, it just goes. As soon as it goes out.
Yeah, we're like 10 feet out to the river and then just
up to her ankles. Like,
She's kicking her feet. Like, actually, it's nice and cool. I'm guessing he didn't think his mother knew how to swim. I don't know. Get her out into the middle of the bay out there, and she'll just drown. And then here she comes swimming back. I didn't know you could do that. Mother's a fish. Everyone run. Mother's a fish.
She's a witch. God damn it. Performing magic.
So she
Again.
dropped into the water or swam free. Now, Asaronia also went into the water and cried out that she was Agrippina, most likely an effort to call for rescue, because if she's out there going, I'm a handmaid, the sailors are going to be like, well, not for long. You're going to be dead.
Yeah, true.
But if she's out there saying that she's the mother of the emperor, there's a better chance for her to be rescued.
There's a guy going over just shoving her head down. Then as soon as he hears Agrippina,
I'm
get her!
Agrippina,
Get her!
I know. I'm Agrippina, I know. Push her down. This is what he's paying me for, I know. The sailors attacked and killed Asaronia instead of saving her, either believing she was Agrippina or executing the original plan on the wrong woman. The real Agrippina made it to shore, bruised but alive, and was taken back to her villa. She said nothing publicly, possibly in a bid to marshal political forces or not openly provoke her son, who isn't above matricide. So she's like, he did this. Oh, you just claim it was me because I won't have sex with you.
I just have this mental image of like you're the one hanging onto the side of the boat, and then Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia appearing with a big 2x4, just shoving her
down.
Yeah.
You want some of this rum ham? No. Just pushes her down into the water. That's why I bring my gun and just start shooting it into shooting the fucking water. Fuck you, ocean. Now, Nero panicked when he heard the attempt had failed. The prospect of having to confront Agrippina, not only alive, but now cognizant of his intentions, terrified him. Is my mother dead? No. Oh. I just see him in bed, pulling his covers up to his face, kicking his feet. Oh, no. I'm in for quite the spanking. He feared she would denounce him or cause senators, generals, or the Praetorian Guard to rise up in opposition. His faith and security collapsed, and he turned to Anticetus, a freedman and commander of the fleet who had helped organize the boat plot. He didn't. I don't know why he would go back to the guy who just fucked up the whole thing. Whatever. He had very few people he could rely on. Now, Nero...
That, and he's a bit of an idiot.
True. Now, Nero now said, fuck it, and he commanded Agrippina's direct assassination, regardless of appearance. Anicetus and a small group of men forced their way into Agrippina's villa that night and stabbed her to death. In her final moments, she exposed her body and pointed to her womb, screaming, "Strike here!" offering a symbolic location that had given birth to the son now betraying her. She's like, "Here! Hit me here if you're a man! Come at me, bitches!"
She's just dying for somebody to touch her. That's all that is. She's dying for it. Like, yeah.
I'm so lonely. Touch me, please. The murder was hurriedly covered up. Agrippina's body was cremated that very night without ceremony or imperial mourning. Nero sent messages to the Senate claiming that Agrippina had plotted to assassinate him and had been killed in the process. It's like, did you kill your mother? No. So here's how it happened. She tries to kill me. Now, she was in her villa, and I was here, but she tried to kill me. And in the process, I defended myself from here while she's in her villa. Totally makes sense.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can follow that.
Yeah. Very few believe this version, though the Senate did not resist or publicly object, either out of fear or loyalty. The moral horror of matricide deeply stained Nero's reputation. But now, Nero could rule without restraint. Agrippina was gone. Burrus and Seneca had failed to stop him, and had both now lost all credibility. Apparently, Burrus and Seneca knew he was trying to kill his mother, and they were like, "No, don't. You probably legally we should tell you that's a bad idea. But you do whatever you need to do." They didn't like Agrippina. They felt Agrippina was a pushy, uppity woman who was going further than her station.
Sounds like she was.
Yeah.
Sounds like she did many times.
She was probably also what was actually leading the empire through this time, and without her,
somebody else was leading the empire before she killed them.
True.
Sorry.
It's true.
Killed them.
It's true. It's true. He died of indigestion from mushrooms and a feather, is all it was.
Feathers, my one weakness.
Hindsight's 2020. They probably should have kept him from killing his mother because things get real bad real quick. Now that she's gone and Burrus and Seneca pretty much have no credibility anymore, they're getting kind of pushed aside by his friends. This would mark the end of the Golden Age and the beginning of the autocratic, paranoid tyrant. And he began to reshape his identity. He imagined himself as an artist, a performer, and a god, entitled not only to obedience, but to ecstatic applause.
Grew himself a creepy-looking neckbeard.
Yeah. I don't know when clapping and applause was invented, but I imagine he walked into a room and he's like, "Take your hands and slap them together for me." And they're all like, "Huh? Like that? Is that what he wants? I'm not sure." What? He's like, "Yes!" Just standing over in the corner jerking off as he listens to them clap.
Over a picture
Mommy,
of his mother.
I should have taken you on the opportunity, Mommy, before it was too late. Oh, I should have jingled those jingleberries, Mama.
Oh, Jesus. No, you should not have, Nero. No, you should not.
You should not. Should never be a phrase ever uttered again.
Yeah.
He was surrounded by sycophants and flatterers who praised his musical genius, his theatrical abilities, and his poetic sensibilities. The court culture changed from one of bureaucratic routine to a culture of performance and spectacle, in which loyalty was measured not by merit or military service, but by one's willingness to applaud the emperor's fantasies.
Every day was a dance-off.
What's a robot? So that's what it is. Robots were actually named after Nero's dance, not the other one. But I read this, loyalty measured not by merit, but by willingness to applaud the emperor. And it's like, who the fuck does that make you think of? Who does that remind you of nowadays?
Yeah. Somebody who complimented a native English speaker on their ability to speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the Africans are like, he knows, right? Like,
yeah.
No, he doesn't. Okay.
It's beautiful.
What they should have turned around and said to him would be like, well, your English needs some work.
Yeah.
You
certainly better than yours, you big fucking orange dickhead.
I don't think you understand what half you say means. Yeah. But then
great words,
it's if you go through
words,
history, you could see these moments of this same type of bullshit of just having an emperor who doesn't give a fuck about the merits of the people around him, as long as they're there to tell him he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure, I thought that's all they were there for. That's what it'd be the case if I was a goddamn emperor. Be like, y'all shut the fuck up. It's Dantown, you know?
Yeah.
Applaud me.
And
I just took a shit, people. Give me a round of applause.
Most of the time, these people, when this is happening, they're surrounded by a form of genocide or world horribleness. Just something horrible is happening while they're standing there. Yeah.
And incest. Lots and lots of incest.
Yeah, that too. Nero's personal behavior became more erratic. He surrendered himself to lavish feasts, to spectacular shows, and to immense pleasure in dressing up, singing, and playing the lyre, first in private and then in ever more public settings. His artistic passions, once merely a quirk, now dominated his rule. He spent more and more time with actors and the stage, and less with senators and soldiers, outraging Rome's elite. Senators and officials were now compelled to attend and applaud his performances, not just as courtiers, but as an audience for his self-generated legend. His passion for music and acting occupied time, energy, and imperial resources, diverting his attention from government. What once had been a government of principle under Seneca and Burrus's direction was rapidly turning into a theater for imperial vanity in which Nero's primary concern was not ruling wisely, but in being admired. And this growing narcissism was accompanied by cruelty and paranoia. Nero's sense of self became so invested in the character of performer and godlike figure that any opposition, or even lack of enthusiasm, could be seen as treason. Enemies, both real and imagined, were suddenly being silenced one way or another. Literally, if you looked out in the crowd after a performance and you weren't on your feet, clapping, screaming his name, there's a good chance that the guard would come, take you away, never to be seen again.
It's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny. Like,
now, during all this, Poppaea is still pushing to get rid of Octavia, pressuring Nero into divorce, playing on his vanity and emotions, mocking him as weak and under the thumb of others for keeping around a wife that still, after about 8 years, had not given him an heir. More than likely because they're not fucking.
Because they're not related. He doesn't want anything
to do. Yeah, they're related. They are kind of related.
They're not related through marriage.
Well, no, Claudius is
his uncle,
Agrippina's uncle,
cousin's
and
sister.
Octavia was Claudius's daughter, and now Nero is Agrippina's son.
So it's a second cousin twice removed, or some shit like that.
Cousins once removed.
That's legal.
They are technically related, but I mean, you can get away with it in like 20 states over here. So
you probably get away with that in nearly every state over there at that stage.
That's
probably enough degrees of separation, I'd say. It's still fucking weird.
It's still weird. It's still weird as shit.
See, they're not related enough for him. You see, that's what the problem is.
Well, I mean, it's close, but are you my real sister? Because otherwise, ew.
Yeah. I'm a mother lover, you're a mother lover.
They couldn't stand each other. Nero had Poppaea. Nero still had Claudia Act, who we had mentioned earlier, around. She had gotten pushed out more and more. She wasn't around near as much because she didn't give a fuck about politics. She didn't want to be in the political spectrum. She just wanted to hang out with Nero, and he wanted. So he's fucking plenty of people. There's a good chance that Octavia, nobody believed that she was having sex with anybody else. It's doubtful that him and her were ever doing anything physical with one another. And that's why she never gave him an heir. But you might be thinking, he's the emperor. He can do what he wants, just get the divorce and move on. But it wasn't that simple. She was immensely popular with the Roman people and still carried the aura of dynastic legitimacy. Her public image was spotless. She was faithful, dutiful, and the daughter of a former emperor. A divorce would be controversial. An unjust divorce could provoke outrage, especially given Nero's growing unpopularity among Rome's elite. And what comes to mind first is Joffrey and Marjorie Tyrell from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Joffrey dies before those two really get married, and Tommen steps up, but everybody kind of liked.
And he steps down.
And then he takes
in spectacular fashion.
One big step down.
Yeah.
Well, he took a step down, but his wife, Marjorie, went up.
Yeah.
in a big green fireball. But yeah, think Marjorie Tyrell and Joffrey. Nobody likes Joffrey. Everybody loves Marjorie. But you can't.
Everybody knows about
divorce.
Marjorie.
Yeah. Oh, fucking everybody loves Marjorie. Now, so he, with the help of his inner circle, including Tigellinus, the Nero faithful that took over as Praetorian prefect after Burrus's death, yeah, something like that, began building a case against Octavia in 62 AD that he would divorce her due to infertility. This didn't sit well with the Senate or the public, but he went through with it anyway. And seeing how the rest of Rome felt about the whole situation, he decided to take it up a notch. He began accusing her of adultery. He even went as far as pressuring a slave named Euchris into confessing to an affair with her. But no one, not even those that still aligned themselves with Nero, would believe it. Octavia was too respected and loved. There were even riots in the streets, people demanding Octavia's return. The statues of Poppaea that Nero had erected were torn down by the public, and mobs of angry citizens restored Octavia's image in public places. So it's less Marjorie Tyrell and Joffrey and more Charles and Princess Diana.
Mm. Yeah. That's
yeah. That's the more fitting of the metaphors, I guess. I don't know what you say.
Or the connections, or metaphors should be fine. Yeah.
I think that's a more fitting than Marjorie and Joffrey. Yeah. Yeah, the one dickhead leading everything and his beautiful wife that everybody loves. Then he divorces her. Of course.
She sleeps with her bodyguard.
Allegedly. So, Dan, what do you think Nero did with Octavia? Said he was sorry and got back together with her?
No. He poisoned her. or she mysteriously died in some form of gardening accident or something.
Well, so Nero first exiled her to Panetteria, the same island Messalina, her mother, was exiled to before her murder. And while there, Octavia, at only 22 years old, had her veins open in the Roman style of forced suicide. Of course,
nice.
He tried
a bizarre boat accident first is what he tried. That didn't work.
First, poison her with mushrooms. It's an old family trick.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, put her on a boat. I'll set the scene. There's a boat. There's a small creek. I think if she gets her feet wet, she will die. Give it a try. If not, tell her to kill herself. Those are my go-to three. I don't know any other way to kill somebody. Either I poison them, I kill them in a boating accident, or they kill themselves. If it's anything other than that, I don't know how to do it. Now, of course, he justified her death with wild accusations, which further ruined his reputation. This woman that everybody loves is dead, and he's like, yeah,
she's a bitch.
She was a whore.
Yeah.
She's a dumb bitch. And everybody's like, we really liked her.
She didn't cut Chris out of my sandwich. God damn
it. you saying all this stuff about her just makes us hate you more. Yeah, but it was all her fault, because she was a bitch.
I asked her for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She gave me a jelly and peanut butter sandwich. That bitch.
Fucking upside down. And I had to call my slave in to turn it back the right way. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get into it. But not to be hindered by a slight inconvenience, Nero then married Poppaea. The public was
the
not
very next day.
Probably. It seemed now that everyone was against Nero, except those that had something to gain. Obviously, like Tigellinus, who effectively fostered a culture of fear and used treason accusations to eliminate enemies and reward informers. So let's talk about Tigellinus for a moment. Sophonius Tigellinus, the embodiment of corruption, cruelty, and sycophancy, was born in Sicily, the son of a knight or a minor freedman, serving as a horse trainer under Caligula and being exiled for God knows what reason. He was one of the many that was brought back into the fold once Claudius took power, and he never really moved up until Nero became emperor. So he demonstrated a discreet, loyal, and unscrupulous nature that appealed to Nero in the late 50s, early 60s AD, when Nero had less and less friends. He would enable Nero's vices. Always the constant yes man, just a big old ass kiss. Then in 62 AD, when Burrus up and died, possibly from, you guessed it, poison. A boat. They poisoned the boat.
Yeah. He found his boat lodged in his face.
How did he died choking on a boat. Where's the poison? Floating on the ocean.
Yeah.
Now, Nero looked not for a disciplined man of integrity and military leadership, but for a loyal facilitator of his pleasures. Tigellinus was the perfect man. He was made co-prefect with another more moderate and popular figure known as Fannius Rufus, but Tigellinus knew that power came through the emperor's favor, not competence, and he soon pushed Rufus out by giving Nero what he truly wanted: uncritical admiration, constant flattery, and freedom from accountability.
Nice.
All these people are dying. Well, it's not your fault, Emperor. It's not your fault. You know what? You're right. I like you.
Freedom from
How would you like
accountability.
to lead my... How
Is
would
he
you
still
like to be
16 at this stage?
He
I
might
may be
have
emperor, but
his
I don't
brain.
want any accountability.
Yeah. His brain is pretty much still 16, yeah.
Fucking idiot.
And maybe his pubes. I don't know. He might not have ever actually hit full puberty. It's a good possibility. Explains the horrible beard. When I think of Tigellinus, I think of Stephen Miller. I don't know if you know who Stephen Miller is, but he is the man behind Trump who is kind of pulling all the strings.
Oh, no, don't know him. White House Deputy Chief of Staff. I recognize that guy,
He
actually.
Yeah, a lot of people say, well, he's really the one in charge. He's the one who said that the goal is to deport 1 million immigrants a year. He's the one who's setting up the concentration camps, Alligator, Alcatraz, as it's called. Yeah, he's the guy who's kind of by proxy really in charge.
Right.
Now, Tigellinus would organize lavish banquets involving debauchery, exotic entertainment, and theatrical excess, public games to tickle Nero's narcissism, facilitate Nero's secret love affairs, and suppress dissent discreetly. He then turned the guard into a tool for surveillance, intimidation, and assassination. Again, what's that sound like? Did they change their name from guard to ICE? Are they just the ICE now? And with his advice and help, Nero expanded the use of lex majestatis, or law of treason. Under this law, any perceived insult, conspiracy, or even indifference towards the emperor could be treated as treasonous. The climate of the court quickly descended into paranoia, with informers, or delatores, rewarded with portions of the condemner's property, creating a perverse incentive to accuse friends, rivals, or even strangers. And that's where we'll pick up with the deaths of many, the burning down of a city, his new boy wife, and his just insufferable end on the second and final episode of Nero. Yeah, things are going to get weird.
I just had this image to start, like, even when you said the indifference would be treason. Imagine just sighing at all. I mean, I'd be killed in 5 fucking minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I can't help you.
The Irish people would not make it in Nero's Rome, because they'd all be like, What a cunt.
Yeah, he'd hear our
I didn't
eyes
mean it,
rolling.
I didn't mean it.
Quite vocal with our faces.
You can't. I don't think you do it purposely. I don't think you guys can help yourselves, rather than just be honest about the stupid shit that's going on. A lot of eye rolling, a lot of huffing. All of them who are drinking with the red hair, get them out of here.
Get rid of the paddies.
Thank you to our patrons, Willow Quinn Fowler and Sam Bears. It's Bears with 2 R's.
Every time you say it like that, I have the image of the D&D movie where Chris Pine, where he used the spell. Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, and he's like melting. He's like, Sam.
You can sign up as well at patreon.com/torturepod. First week of our cult leader tier for free. Connect with us on the socials at torturepod. Email torturepod@gmail.com. Buy us a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/torturepod if you want to donate. Redbubble.com/people/torturepod for merch. All Pride merch profits donated to the Trevor Project. Go rate and review wherever you can. Helps us out a lot. I would love to come on here and start every episode with a review, even if it's a bad one. Please, if you're going to leave a 1-star, leave a review.
Yep.
Let us know why you hate us. We will poke fun at you, but at least let us know. Thank you to our sponsors. You can support us by supporting them. Dan, any words of wisdom?
Don't fuck your cousin. Or your mother if she's offering it up.
Or
and
your son.
Yeah. And if for some reason the person that you're really at odds with is suddenly super friendly with you,
don't get on any boats.
No.
Don't eat any mushrooms or feathers. If your new wife has a son that she just really wants to be successful.
Yeah, and if your best friend, who happens to be your brother-in-law, even though he's also your cousin, if his wife is pretty hot, you don't do that,
It goes against bro code. I understand it was a long time ago. Bra code.
Yeah.
I understand it was a long time ago, but still, not cool, man.
Hey, brotho. Give me a wife, man.
Brotho. You think he called him Brotho?
100% he called him Brotho. 100% he called him Brotho. And he called him Near Bro. That's what it is. Hey, Near Bro.
Yeah.
Near Bro and Brotho.
Jesus.
The crime-fighting duo. Near Bro and Brotho.
They're out there like the fucking Hardy Boys trying to solve crimes.
Who fucked my sister? Might have been me, man.
Yeah, it was me.
Would have got away with it too if it was a few damn teens.
I gotta find out who this guy who's just fucking his mom. Oh yeah, I'm fucking my mom.
Classic Brotho.
Classic Brotho.
That's all I'm going to think about now when I watch Point Break later.
One more time, I'm going to throw my radio through the fucking wall. All right. That was fun.
I'll tell you
I got nothing else.
Funny one before we go off, right? So I was looking through stuff to do with getting some pop culture shit up. Right, so I'll do a couple of them now and then a couple of them next time, right? So there is a movie found on IMDb, and it's just called Nero, The Road to Tyranny. Right, sure. And there's also one that has one of the greatest actors on this planet, as far as I'm concerned, Michael Sheen. He's in Nero, and in Nero, The Rise and Fall of an Empire, right? But, so I was on stuff to do with Nero. But I had this thing down to do with his full title, right? And I opened it up, and I always get mixed up with these fucking names. See, I mean, I can't remember Lucius, Beducius, Nerucius, and all this shit. Like, I'm terrible at it, right? And I'm on this fandom wiki thing, and I open up this link to him, and who does it throw up a picture of? One Mr. Joaquin Phoenix from Gladiator, and it has this whole profile thing going on. So I'm like, hold on a fucking minute. So I'm reading through it while you were doing some of that, and I was like, was his character based on Nero, right? And I was reading through it. I realized you just got the wrong picture up. The picture up of fucking Commodus, who's 100 years later in timeline, whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with it whatsoever. And I'm sitting there kind of going, like, what fucking idiot put this picture up? Like, I honestly, I thought for a minute, I was like, oh, was he based on Nero, or was his actual name Nero, not Commodus? Like, if that was more of a title or whatever. And it turns out, no. That they just put a fucking picture of Joaquin Phoenix as Commodus into this for some reason. This stupid.
Yeah. I mean, and to say, well, would he be? You can pretty much look at all the Roman emperors and go, could he be based on this one or this one or this one? Because they are all kind of horrible.
Yeah.
They all did horrible fucking things. We're just covering what I feel is the douchiest of all of them. And he does. This next episode, he does some wild fucking stuff.
Some douchey stuff.
Yeah. Well, just fucking disgusting. And yes, douchey. That's all. I'm not gonna give any more away.
That's fine.
Because it gets gross. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We'll see you.
See ya, bros.
Thank you.